Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were discussing the Warriors trying to unite LeBron James and Steph Curry, and now we're going to be diving into the $7.8 billion media right expansion for college football playoffs. Before, though, I wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show. Also, we get a number of questions from the viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. That link is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also just really helps the show. Alrighty.
Okay. What you got for me, Faith?
So,
But before you start, I
yes.
threw you for a loop on that whole finding out that Steph Curry and LeBron James were born in the same
Yeah,
hospital
I
today.
didn't know
That's
that. That's
called deep,
crazy.
deep investigation there.
Tate's out here doing investigative journalism, everybody.
No, his dad, Steph Curry's dad I think he was playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers at the time and they were living in Cleveland when he was born. So that's the
Huh,
reason why.
crazy.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, $7.8 billion media rights expansion for college football playoffs as broadcasting giant ESPN agreement for a 6-year deal. The college football playoff broadcast is set to remain on ESPN for the next couple of years. The television network and the playoff body have reached an agreement on a 6-year deal worth $7.8 billion that runs through to the 2031 season. ESPN has held the rights to the CFP since its inception in 2014, and the existing contract extends for the next 2 seasons. The new deal is yet to be officially signed, and it is contingent upon CFP leaders concluding the deals of the proposed expanded 12-team format. With an annual value of $1.3 billion, the new media deal is more than twice the ongoing one in value. The current deal, set to expire at the end of the 2025 season, has an average annual value of $608 million. This undoubtedly makes a great leap for the fast-growing college football playoff.
Okay. I Everyone's celebrating this deal and everyone's like, wow, this big blockbuster deal. I was like the only person like a little surprised by it.
Mm.
And the reason why I was surprised at the number. I thought it
Really?
should have been higher.
You thought it should have been higher than $7.8 billion?
Yes. I was expecting that deal to be at least 10 billion. And here is the reason why, Faith. Work with the Tate math today.
Let me get my
The
pencil.
current, all right, divided by 2, carry to 1. You may have to take some shoes off because we're in the billions, so you may have to count this little piggy went to market here. Okay, this doubled the value of the previous deal, doubled it, right?
Yes.
This new deal, the old deal, the college football playoffs were consisting of 4 teams plus the New Year's 6 games. The new deal consists of 12 teams. This is a 12-team playoff. That's double the games plus the New Year's 6 games. So you've increased the number of games, exponentially, but you only have to pay, like, you really paid for 4 extra games by doubling it. You didn't double, it went from four teams, not to 8, but to 12. It tripled the number of teams that are involved, tripled the number of media markets. And just for ESPN, who was pretty much negotiating with themselves, because from everything I saw, it really wasn't open to like open negotiation, because I think some of these streaming services and things like that, I think they really wanted to get this thing taken care of, but I think they should have waited and broke this thing up, because I think you could have broke this up between CBS, NBC or ABC, or ESPN, NBC, CBS, some of the streaming services, and had these games on multiple markets, and I'm willing to bet you would have gotten, triple what the old contract was. But because they only negotiated with ESPN pretty much, ESPN was able to get way more games for a lot less. Does that math make sense to you, what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
You go from 4 teams to 12-team playoff, multiple rounds, more teams, more media market. I am really surprised that they did this.
Well, with the new streaming service that they're trying to launch with Fox and Warner Brothers, ESPN was probably trying to get this.
It was in their best interest to lock this thing down. And see, that new streaming service does not make them work as a team. Yes, Fox and ESPN are going to be on that new streaming services, but they're negotiating their own deals and then sharing some of that on the streaming service. I think you could have easily gotten a third from ESPN, a third from Fox, and a third from another broadcast partner, because ESPN has the Big 12 and the SEC. Fox has the Big 10. They would have loved to have had that. I think I'm a little surprised that they've done this, because I think the college football has left a lot of money on the table. I do also look at this as, I think with everything going on with the negotiations, I think teams are trying to jockey as far as, will the college football playoffs, which here's a trend, here's a curveball. It's scheduled right now to be a 12-team playoff only for up to the 2025 season, but the 2026 season beyond, teams are negotiating. There's been stories that the Big 10 wants it to go to 16 teams. Well, this new deal makes it really benefits ESPN. If it goes to 16 teams, that makes it even more money. It makes it an even sweeter deal from them. So I am surprised at this, but what I do love about this is the contract was set for the college football playoffs for 2025. With this deal, college football is not going to let the college football playoff slip away. The college football playoff, 12 or 16 team is going to be in place. And now it's just going to be kind of coming into how many teams are going to be there and what's the breakdown. What we're going to be covering the next one in the next segment is kind of who's going to get these automatic bids, who's going to be considered a Power 5 or Power 4 or Power 2 conference. There's a lot of money that is at stake that goes kind of going to roll right into our next segment. So I'm trying to hold back some of what I have to say because the two topics are so close. But man, I tell you what, this is what should have been the college. It's taken 30 years to get to the point where now we actually have a real playoff. Before, even with the 14 playoff, it really wasn't the 14. It really wasn't a playoff, because now you're going to get the top teams that are in college football playing and earning the national championship on the field. I am super excited about this.
I still can't believe you think they should have given him more money. You're like, $7.8 billion, that's just not enough.
Oh, dude, do not sell me short. Don't negotiate with me then, Faith. I'm going to let you know. I am not Walmart. We are, Saks Fifth Avenue. We're getting Saks Fifth Avenue money. I'm not, no blue light specials. no Target, no Walmart's here.
No
I want
clearance. No
there's
discounts.
none of this buy one get five free kind of deal with me.
Where are
No.
you shopping? I want to know where the buy one get five free is at.
You know what though? Speaking of that, here's a crazy situation. I don't know if the company is still around. It was a place called oh, what was it? It was a suit place. They would give you tailored suits. Um, and you could go there, you buy one suit, you got two free.
Was it Joseph A.
Uh,
Bank?
yes, that's who it is. I don't even know if they're still around or not. But I remember they had a special and I went in there, buy one suit, get two free. And I ended up I I think I closed this place down or they built a brand new building because I walked in there one day and I think I bought like 10 suits that day
Yeah,
and
because you
got
get.
like 20 suits free. And I had so many suits that this is a true story. I was quite a wholesome boy back then, a couple of cheeseburgers away from supersize, let's just say. So I started losing a little weight, and all those suits had started. I had these massive amounts of suits, and I went in there and I went in there and I said, "Hey, listen, I bought these suits. They're a little big for me. Is there something you could do?" And the store manager looked at my receipt and he said, "Bring them in." I brought all 30 of those suits in. This was like 2 years later, 3 years later. He had me get suited and gave me 30 brand new suits, all fitted for me. I'm a fan of that company right to this day. I don't live in the US anymore, so I don't buy suits from them. But so I got the first 30, then I changed those in, got another 30. I've been happy with them ever since then. That's my Valentine's Day love right there. Joseph A. Bank.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm shocked. I just looked, their website's still available, so they are still open, but doing that, I'm shocked that they are still in business.
I don't understand.
Giving
I
all
even
their
did a
stuff
Facebook post
away.
on it. It's like, how the heck did they do this? Let her brother wear the suits for 2 or 3 years and then exchange them for brand new suits. So I bought 10 and I kind of got like 60 free or something, like 50 free. Best
Oh.
company ever. Y'all endorsement. That's my endorsement for Joseph A. Bank. Y'all go give them some service because they hooked me up for.
Oh gosh. All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about WSU's Kirk Schultz to propose to the CFP's leaders that Pac 12 to be treated as a power conference for the extended future.